week's episode of TALKNEWS TV, Herman Tiu Laurel edition. And we have two topics for this episode, which are both going to be very interesting for everyone. First, we will have a talk with a Filipina teacher in China. Kababalik lang po ni Miss Velessa Jane, VJ for short, Dulin, who is a doctor in education. She spent 3 years in Beijing Normal University. And alam naman po ninyo, pagka normal university, that's for the educators. Ano? And so we have many questions. Why did she choose to go to Beijing Normal University? May mga language barriers pa dyan, ano? Social adjustments and so on. So without further ado, let's go to Miss VJ. VJ, kamusta ang biyahe mo pabalik? You arrived when? A few days ago?
Yeah, I arrived Tuesday evening po. And it was a safe flight. It was great, yeah.
Okay.
It's good to be back.
Pero taga Mindanao ka.
Yes,
why from Mindanao instead of coming to Manila lang, all the way to Beijing, ang iyong higher education?
Actually po, tinake ko yung chance because there's a scholarship opened by the Chinese government.
Okay.
Actually, it's through the ASEAN University Network, Association of Southeast Asian University Networks, and they're offering 20 scholarship slots by the Chinese Scholarship Council, and I was blessed to be one of those 20 grantees. And it was actually a friend who recommended to me to go to China, and she had experienced it there, and she gave me good feedbacks. And I think for me, it's just interesting to be in a new environment.
Anybody we know, the one who referred you to China?
She's Lucelle Balines. She did her master's degree also.
So was she also part? You're also part of the Philippine-China Friendship Club,
yes,
and
yes.
yung nag-refer sa iyo? Nakasama din siya o wala pa noon?
Wala pa. Kakakilala ko lang sa kanila.
And your anong official role mo sa Philippine-China Friendship Club?
During the first year po, we tried to organize some events. We tried to invite Jaime Flor Cruz, the CNN, the CNN Shift Bureau. He talked to us. He shared to us experience with the students.
Chito Santa Romana ever join you there?
No,
but you know
not
him,
that
of course,
know.
no? Siguro you know him?
Probably we've met at the embassy. Si Sir Jaime po yung talagang figure na we talked to.
Chito Santa Romana was with Jaime Flor Cruz in China for 20, 30 years. Kas magkakasama sila,
I see. I think
and si
Mr.
Chito was the
mentioned.
ABC correspondent that won this Emmy Award, di ba? Kilalang-kilala
Yeah, I think I remember.
What about
now.
Erickson Baculinaw? Have you ever met him?
I haven't.
He's returned to the Philippines already after 30 years there. He has his container of things na bumalik na dito.
Okay.
So, ang relasyon ng Pilipinas at China matagal na. Ano?
Opo.
Of course, it goes back 1,500 years.
Exactly.
Ano? And, but let me go back to the nitty-gritty. How was your Mandarin education?
Actually, sir, when I came to China, I only know ni hao and xie.
How and xie?
Yeah, I didn't study any Chinese. And so when I came there, talagang grew up in the dark, hindi ko alam. And we had 1 semester of Chinese class, pero I stopped in the middle of the semester kasi hindi ko kinaya, naiiyak nga ako. It's really difficult. It's not learning French or Spanish. It's a totally new language. Characters and the tones, mahirap talaga siya.
但是你会讲一点点啦。
一点点。Yeah, 我的中文不好。
不好，你的中文 which is the correct? 中文 is better than mine, I think. I think it's better than mine. Mas magaling kaysa sa akin. Kailangan ko ng practice. So, natigil ka na sa kalagitnaan, tinuloy mo pa? O
hindi ko na siya tinuloy. Yung kinakailangan ko lang is to really immerse in the culture, listen,
that's right.
go around, and then you get familiarized with what they say. Kasi mahirap eh. Yung nalalearn mo sa classroom naman, iba yung naririnig mo with people. So, I just need to go around. And then, there are necessary things to do, like buy things and go to the bank or do this and that. So, I really have to learn. So, it's listening, and through the help of Chinese friends na rin naman.
So,你会讲了. How many do you think, how much vocabulary do you have? 100, 200?
Very short. Yeah, probably.
300?
I
But
just know.
you get by in the course of the day, for the course of the day, no? So, okay, I made you jump the gun. Let's go back. Flashback tayo Saan ka nag-graduate sa Mindanao?
So I grew up in Mindanao, but I did
Sultan Kudarat.
Yes, Sultan
Bati
Kudarat
ka
po.
kasi we're all over Mindanao, no?
Yes, yes po.
In Ilonggo or ano? What's your native?
Ilonggo po, Ilonggo.
Okay.
Kamusta na mga taga-Isulan? Sultan Kudarat, yes.
Yung mga kabanwa mo.
Yes, mga kabanwa ko.
Okay. I learned that from Miriam Santiago.
Ha.
Kabanwa ko doon sa campaign namin 1995.
Okay.
Kabanwa is kasama, no?
It's like fellow men, yeah.
So, saan ka nag-graduate doon?
So from Mindanao, I went to University of the Philippines, Iloilo, Miagao.
Doon ka nag-undergrad?
Bachelor's, yeah. Doon ako
Okay.
nag-bachelor's degree. And
And
then,
then?
after that, I went to work in Cebu for 6 years. And doon ko naman kinuha yung master's degree ko.
Okay.
So it's basically new places every time.
Okay.
And then, I told myself, I wanted a new adventure. And that's when an offer came. I said, it's worth a try. I wanted to learn something different talaga din.
But you have very, very clear ideas sa email mo sa akin about education.
Yes
no?
po, yes po.
We'll go back to the other things. What is your core value dito sa iyong vocation? Because the way you treat it, it's a
Yes.
vocation. It's not a career
Yes,
lang,
it is a vocation talaga. It's a commitment eh. To quote one author, Michael Apple, a very known critical educator, he said that some people are so dedicated with education that they want to transform education in order to transform society that they become teachers. You know,
Yeah,
so
sure.
yung role talaga ng teachers hindi basta-basta eh. You teach wrong and then you will have damaged nation. But if you
Yeah.
teach right, you have a critical, empowered individual. So
I have,
that's why
of course, I have experience at my age, in my 60s. I notice also in the two phases of my child rearing. No,
Yes,
my
po.
first batch ako who came 16 years before my last batch of children. No, the last batch are twins. So, and the marked difference. Ang culture where the first batch was born in two of them, male and female, and then the two males na kambal, no? I noticed both my personal limitations, experience, and educating the children in the first batch, and how as I aged, I also changed my my approach to my younger children and how it changed their outlook also. At the same time, culture, television,
Yes, well,
and so on. Then nakikita ko sa apo ko, yung I have lost control also to a great extent of the grandchildren because
right.
they're playing, Minecraft. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Talagang hindi ko na maintindihan ang mundo and I wonder how they will develop. But
Right.
after some years of reflecting on it, they will have their own mechanisms of coping and transcending later on.
Right.
Kasi ako rin, tali ako doon sa culture up to age, maybe even 50s Kontrolado ka pa ng Hollywood values and so on until
yeah.
how do we
I understand,
help our students grow
Right.
out of these external influences
Yes,
and to
exactly.
discover themselves and the truth about life.
Right,
Lalo na
right.
dito sa Pilipinas, di ba?
Yeah, it's you've mentioned a lot about a lot na sir yung values and all. Kaya nga sir, there's such thing as emancipatory education, yung critical and emancipatory education. What this means is that you learn not only to finish or to get a job, but basically learning so that you'll be able to use this knowledge for yourself and the society.
Pero ang reaction ng marami will be, parang you're shooting for the moon there. I
No,
need a
no,
job.
no.
I need a job. My children need a job. Yun ang attitude ng karamihan.
But that's basically oppression. Kasi you are only...
Oppression, oppression.
Yes, because you are only limited to what? Getting a job? But there are a lot of possibilities. So what is important with education is students should be critical thinkers and the education that they get will emancipate them, meaning will free them from the main oppression, which is ignorance. Kasi marami tayong educated individual who are still ignorant with a lot of things. Kaya yung nangyayari sa politics natin, kung anong sasabihin ni ganito, paniniwalaan na lang. Yung influences ng Hollywood, kasi hindi na sila nag-iisip Because yung education nila has never been emancipatory. Yes. So from the...
Not liberating.
Yes, it's not liberating. Yung elementary pa lang, sa loob ng klase, ito yung dapat mong malaman. But the children, they have a lot of things in their mind.
Kung
Pero,
isang reaksyon ko is Don Quixotic.
Don
Parang you're
Quixote.
going against the windmill.
but
Anong gagawin natin kung ganyan?
still go against the windmill. Even though there's one, darating panahon na marami no? So, actually, even in the US, problema rin yun, yung critical education. And may I mention Paulo Freire?
No, Paulo Freire,
He's
yeah.
actually the proponent of critical education. And what happened to him, he was actually exiled from Brazil. And in the long span of his career, struggle talaga na struggle. But then, it remained. Yung critical education.
I remember Paulo Freire's book, Pedagogy of the Oppressed.
Yes. That's
I was reading that before you were born. Probably 1970s. So you were born in the 80s?
Yes,
or
1980s.
80s,
So that's basically the Bible of the
pero yan,
critical
nagbasa
education.
ako ng Paulo Freire and all these. They have the shutdown and so on.
Yes po.
The Monday, I was telling you, somebody texted dito, hambugero ako dahil parang marami akong alam. Ano, di ba? Tawa yung crew natin, no? Sabi ko nga, ang problema sa lipunan natin, walang respeto sa mga nag-aaral, ano, para malaman ang mas malawak na katotohanan, no? Walang respeto.
If I may interrupt, sir, kasi yung problema sa society natin, we don't think a lot. We don't want to discuss. We just want to be entertained. And just Jose Rizal po, he wrote a lot of books. Actually, yung book ni Jose Rizal sounds like Paulo Freire. Merong similarities, merong parallelism. But the thing is, I forgot who wrote it, but it's a local journalist. Sinabi niya na, sadly, Jose Rizal wrote to a nation who doesn't read. So, we don't discuss things right now. Yung mga bata, nanood na ng TV, they prefer to watch television, watch movies. They don't want to discuss important things, political things. So,
well, later on, I'll bring this up. Babanggitin ko lang na ang Department of Foreign Affairs maglalabas daw ng comics tungkol sa West Philippine Sea, South China Sea controversy.
Yes.
Comics!
Yes,
comics,
exactly. That's actually, for me, it's an insult. Comics na lang. I mean,
anyway, so what did you think that Beijing would, or Beijing Normal University would contribute to your knowledge or understanding of education? And what did you actually see or add to your knowledge?
Ang dami, sir. For 3 years, I was there. And the truth is, it's not only what you learn inside the classroom, but how you interact with many people. Yung program ko po kasi, sir, it's an English program. It's a new program in Beijing University, and they're trying to create an international community within Chinese culture. And within our classes naman, we have, say for example, one educational issues, and can you imagine there are different perspectives, different backgrounds. So it's just so interesting to listen to each other. There's no one correct system, by the way, because one size doesn't fit all. But the thing is, when we try to attack a certain issue, we think of our kind of society and what do we want for a certain society. So I think that's one of the most important things na na-learn ko doon, na there's no such thing as perfect system. And one system doesn't work for all kind of societies. So, interesting lang yung exchange of ideas with fellow colleagues and yung professors namin, not only Chinese professors, but professors coming from different parts of the world na nagiging very rich yung aming conversation.
Okay.
So,
well, we might have only a few more minutes than 5.
Yes, pa.
So let's move on. So 3 years in China, you have stayed there longer than many of the other people I've interviewed, no? Like Miss Jane
1 year.
Ong,
Jane
no?
Ong,
You've met her. Si Austin, you know her
also?
also?
We belong to the same club. That's why we met. That's how we met, sorry.
Yeah, from Jane Ong, I learned that there may be only over 100 Filipino students in China today.
Most of them are studying Mandarin. Filipino-Chinese studying Mandarin.
Okay, now, anong mga karanasan mo? Every discussion I have with the Filipino students who are coming back, nakaranas ka ba ng discrimination and things like that?
So for sa akin po, hindi naman. I remember one time yung pumutok yung issue sa yung Japanese tsaka Philippine conflict. I was having dinner with my professor.
Anong year yan, more or less?
2002.
Okay.
I don't know, 2012, sorry.
2012. Bago ka pa?
Bago.
First year mo lang?
First year. I was with my Chinese professor and Chinese students, colleagues ko. Alam nila na I was from the Philippines, and they know about the conflict, but they didn't mention about the Philippines. They only mentioned about the Japanese conflict. Kasi siguro based on the history na rin, may conflict na talaga sila before with Japan. Sa Philippines, wala namang known conflict eh. So they didn't mention anything din naman.
Well, of course, with regards to Japan, 36 million Chinese died in that war.
Yeah, exactly. So parang yung hatred, may konting...
The rage, it's still there, no? It's still there. at na-provoke nung nationalization of the Senkaku or the Diaoyu
Right.
Islands. But over the course of the 3 years, marami pang tensions that arose.
Yes,
What was
exactly.
the reaction there?
I think wala naman ako na-experience sa discrimination. My professor and I continue to work with my thesis.
What about the other students? You're staying in a dorm, I suppose. No?
Yeah, in an international dormitory.
Okay.
But I talk with fellow students
Pero
naman.
sino ang kasama mo sa dorm? From
International.
Africa?
Roommate ko po from Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe.
Yes,
Anong
po.
bansa? Ukraine?
Romania.
Romania.
Yeah, Romania
Okay.
po. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to formulate later on, before we close this segment, a message in Mandarin. A short one. A very short one.
Okay.
Pag-isipan mo. Habang nag-aano tayo ng ibang mga topic. So, no discrimination and so on. What do you think the Philippines can benefit from in closer relations to China? Or do you advocate it? Does it feel that we have an estranged relation?
Ako kasi, sir, personally naman, people-to-people relationship, I have Chinese friends and we talk about personal issues, sir. I mean, these are all people who have personal issues and problems also na people-to-people, okay naman eh. It's more on the higher position yung problems, yung crisis. But for me, I always believe in yung global society natin ngayon, it has to be in a very good relationship dapat. I mean, we should at some point avoid this crisis.
Well, there are disputes not only with China but also with Vietnam.
Yes,
diba?
I've heard, yeah.
And so,
Definitely.
Sige, you have studied also the problems China Sea, West Philippine Sea.
I
Have you
didn't
given
delve too much, no. I focused on education somehow, yeah. But, yeah.
Okay,
On
we
the
have
sideline, though.
our last 3 minutes. Ano pa bang ibang pinaka-importanting mensahe that you may not have shared yet that you have thought about?
Yun nga lang po, the experience I had with China, it's more on on education also. They massified education and they have a huge, they value so much education. And I hope we can do the same with the Philippines.
How would you picture it? The way they value it and the way we probably should value it. Anong nakikita mo, Lima?
Kasi the government really provide the education eh. Yung allotment to education, ang laki talaga. And it's really, they consider it as a public good. Meanwhile, sa Philippines, we consider it as a private good. Maraming private universities and the government doesn't really allow so much money for the education. And doon, if you come from a public university, you're really, really good. Meanwhile, dito sa atin, you have to be in a private university to be really good. And that means you actually paid for your education. So, I admire those countries, not only China, but most socialist countries in Europe, na education is really free.
Okay.
And that's
so
really
we
important.
have 1 or 2 minutes. 1 minute. Where will you be teaching now?
I'll go back in Sultan Kudarat.
Wow.
There is a Sultan Kudarat State University, and I love to be a professor there. I love to...
Anong tinuturo mo doon? Education?
Education. As what I say, I want to teach teachers how to teach well.
Okay.
So, yun po.
To teach teachers how to teach
well.
Last, very quick, K to 12. What's your reaction?
It's good. For me, it's really good. But then, it has to be education and establishment, really. Kasi how can you produce K-12 graduates when the establishment are not ready to employ this kind of students? So, doon ako na area na
Sige, when we have this
aspect.
discussion on education,
Yeah.
we'll invite you all the way from Mindanao.
Okay, it would be a pleasure, sir.
Sheni, Qingni, say goodbye to our...
Saijan.
Okay, thank you very much to VJ for visiting us and hang on, yung Vampire Smartmatic, yun ang pag-uusapan natin sa second half. Okay, thank you very much VJ and until next time.
Okay, thank you din po. It's really a pleasure.
We'll